rookie, very professional performance today, one of our best performances of the season, fair to say as well, would you say, after that?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, Callum, because I felt that's what we asked for at the start, that it was never going to be a free-flowing type of football game, and I felt we had to get back to basics. The last few weeks we've tinkered with a few things, but tried to keep that kind of basis, and I felt we've came away from what we were about a little bit, but for the right reasons, of course. And it's not why we lost last week, for example, but I felt we went back to basics. And I just, like, team selection wise, I felt playing 4 really sturdy defenders at the back would benefit. Berwick are normally really good in the counter. I thought our distances we got really right in terms of nullifying that threat, and when we didn't have the ball, and we had to defend obviously set plays really well, and what I told the guys in there is that what gave you the opportunity to go and win the game, and obviously they've done that.
How much credit to give the back line as well, because they didn't make a single mistake out there, but only made a big save in the first 5 minutes. Credit for that as well.
Yeah.
Just didn't give anything away at all.
No, exactly. I think that was really from memory. I think certainly second half he didn't have much to do. He just dealt with everything. All the players in front of him dealt with everything. We spoke about our depth to allow us to go and deal with that first instance, and not to guard Bernie's area as best we can and get our depth right. But Bernie, you know, he's came up with a good save in the first half, but I think we created a lot of chances. I don't think it was a very stubborn performance from the back line, but also the midfielders, strikers, wide players, and obviously Bernie as well. And I felt we had to have that attribute today on a pitch that was quite difficult to play on in terms of passing and moving football. And I felt there were some key areas that we could have got at, and where we actually ended up getting both goals from, where we picked the ball up in good areas and committed their players.
And it was 2 moments of real quality, I thought, in those transition moments as well that won it for us today. Talk us through the 2 goals from your perspective.
Yeah, well, we spoke about, because of their kind of really tight back three, we spoke about the space that was going to be there, and try to draw our defender out if we can to allow the space, and Cammy's run into the space. It's a good weighted ball for the first one. And I mean, he's got to obviously hit the target. He hits the target. It's not the cleanest of strikes, but it ends up in the net, and that's all that matters. Kind of similar, but it comes from, I think it was Greg who won the initial headers for the second one. Win the headers, win the second ball, similar to the first one in that sort of sense. Winning the first, winning the second, getting the ball down and having a look and, you know, committing to where the space is, and they've done that really, really well. Got a mouthful of ash there.
Yes.
But yeah, no, so I was pleased with that. It was a fantastic strike from Cammy for the second. And to be fair to Roscoe, he's in the right place at the right time, but that's not an easy finish. It's kind of bounced up to him, and it's taken its time to come onto his head. So he showed composure and put it in the net, so happy with that.
And just to finish off as well, you said you wanted them to just take it back to basics in some ways. What are the key principles you think you can take, you know, this group as they've grown, as the season's gone on, from a performance like that? Sort of looking ahead to the end of the season, looking into next season, what are the key principles you want to?
Well, exactly that. Basic principles of defending, winning your battles, winning the first ball, winning the second ball. You know, playing the right passes. If the first 15 minutes, I felt Berwick were on top of us, but it was not only because we allowed them to get on the ball in areas that we didn't want them to get on the ball. But we didn't defend properly at that particular point, so we didn't clear the ball properly. We didn't when we won the ball, it was going short. We were losing the ball in the middle, and then we started to turn the screw by just showing a little bit more composure. So, I mean, you're asking about key principles, but it's generally every moment of the basics of the game, the team shape. We speak a lot about our body and our feet, which, you know, you could attribute to maybe, you know, younger players, but it's important that we get that right and our distance right. So it's a reiteration that what we've done before right away through the season, and not to worry. Before we'd kind of, the last previous games we'd looked at doing some different things in our build-up play, but the build-up play wasn't on today because of probably the surface and just the way the game was always going to be. You know, it's dry, it's blustery, it's bouncy, and I thought the boys, to a man, and I kept them all in the park, to a man, they played very well, and they done what was asked of them.
Well, congratulations on the 3 points.
Right.
Thanks for your
Okay,
time.
cheers lads.